Okay, so this one self don't see take the life of a lot of African women. Because many of them say they want to deliver like Hebrew women. And they not come from Hebrew. Say they want to deliver like Hebrew women. When you tell them about CS, about other way of
Exactly.
delivery, they say no.
And
Like this,
you
like
know,
this. So
Mr.
waiting be your
Diamond,
own advice
it's
for
a
them.
very important, very important point you're raising, Mr. Diamond.
Yes.
First of all, there's nothing like delivering like Hebrew women. There's nothing like it. That scripture that talks about Hebrew women, I know the scripture in Exodus. The women actually lied. It was built on lies because the king had passed a decree that every male child of the Hebrew should be killed. They should be killed. But the midwives fell in love with the children of the Hebrew women because they were handsome and they were nice looking. So they decided to disobey the king and spare the life of these Hebrew children. So when the king now says, why are you people sparing the Hebrew children? They now lied by saying that the Hebrew women were strong. They were not like their own women. That before labor start, they will push out the child so they cannot kill the child. It was a lie. There's nothing like Hebrew women. If you read that context very well, they lied to the king to save their lives and to save their jobs and so that they can save some Hebrew children's lives. So there's nothing like Hebrew women at all. It was just a myth, a mythos, a make-believe that never existed. And because people don't read the Bible in context, they just cherry pick things and run. When a scripture is misinterpreted, a major truth is lost. Let me repeat. When a scripture is misinterpreted, a major truth is lost. And if the truth is lost, the only thing you have is lies. So there's nothing like Hebrew women giving birth before others. It is the same mortality. Women will go through the process of childbirth, and it's the same process. Some women will deliver naturally, and some women will even opt out for CS. CS, a woman that delivers by CS, is not inferior to a woman that delivers naturally. In fact, some women even prefer CS to natural birth because it's easy and quick. So let nobody deceive you, intimidate you, make you feel insecure because you delivered by CS or you delivered naturally. The important thing is that the mother is alive and the baby is alive and everybody is happy. There is no reward from Jesus for delivering. There's no reward from God that you delivered naturally or you delivered by CS. There's no reward for such things. It's just wisdom that is needed to be applied in such conditions and circumstances so that the mother and the baby are alive and well. You know, there's a woman that was trying to deliver like a Hebrew woman in Akwa Ibom here. She was struggling by all means to deliver like a Hebrew woman. And because she did not allow the doctors to deliver her, in the process of pushing, the child's hand was twisted. The child came out paralyzed. Till today, the child grew up with that paralysis. And the mother now is bitter. Because the mother said, when I was saying the doctor should deliver me, my husband said the doctor should not. I should push. I can do it. And I told my husband I cannot. But he insisted. Now we have a child with a paralyzed hand. The mother is bitter. So that is the dangers. You know, it's because people are ignorant. They are not well informed. And that's why I'm grateful, you know, Mr. Diamond, that you were able to create this platform for us today to reach more people and help people have an awareness and have an understanding of the truth concerning the mind of God on these issues.
So I want to ask you, this every January, when they ask us to pay a first fruit, this today Bible.
Mr. Diamond, that first fruit principle that they keep doing every January, first of all, is not even Bible. It's not New Testament. Really? And if you even want to follow the principle, let's say we have decided to be stupid. Let us follow the principle with them, that there is something called first fruit. Which scripture do they use? Is Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9. Okay, so without interpretation, without explanation, let's follow that Proverbs hook, line and sinker. Proverbs 3:9 says, honor the Lord with the first fruit of your increase. With the first fruit of your increase. So it means the first fruit will be from increase. That is to say, even without interpretation, if I have a salary of 1,000 naira every month last year, and this is January, and my pastor say bring first fruit, the first fruit is not 1,000 because 1,000 is not increase. 1,000 is my salary. The first fruit is of your increase. Anybody that doubts me should go and check Proverbs 3:9. It's written there. It will be the first fruit of your increase. So let's say January, my salary has increased from 1,000 to 1,200. So the first fruit will be the increase on top, which is 200, not the 1,000. That is to say, we have decided to be stupid. Let's follow them like that. It will not even be the salary. It's the increase on top. But that is not even what the scriptures are teaching. The Old Testament is types, shadows, prophecies, and promises. Again, types, shadows, prophecies, and promises. The New Testament is the reality. So in the Old Testament, when we see the first fruit, it was a teaching on honor for God. And the honor for God in first fruit is what Jesus has done in dying. Jesus is the first fruit of God. He is the one that rose from the dead. It's called the firstborn, the first begotten, the first fruit of all those that slept. He is the first to rise from the dead. First fruit has to do with the first people that embrace the gospel, or the first people that embrace the plan of God. And in the New Testament, our first fruit is Jesus, who died and rose. And in his resurrection, all of us have life. So first fruit is not money. First fruit is either the first people in a community to receive the gospel, because in Romans 16, Brother Paul talked about the first fruits of the brethren in Achaia, the first fruit of those that receive the gospel. And Jesus is our first fruit in resurrection. So that whole principle of first fruit is not even scriptural. And if you want to go to by scriptural, the first fruit is Jesus in his resurrection. It's not money. And even if you decide to be dumb and follow them, the first fruit is not your salary. It will be the increase on the salary. And if there's no increase in that salary, then there's no first fruit. But the teaching of the first fruit is not New Testament. In the New Testament, first fruit is Jesus in his resurrection, and the first people that embrace the gospel in any given community. That's what the Bible teaches.